Hello knitters, Faye Lim from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have classes and some what's not on my needle, but it's at home. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I left it at home. But we got socks, we have a beachy outfit cover up, and we have a fingerless glove, which I'm going to cast on hopefully today, tomorrow. And yeah, we're sliding into holidays. So on October 1st, we're gonna make pumpkins. Stay tuned. Okay, first off is my Cicades top. I'm gonna put a picture up here. It's on my living room dining table. It's on my table in my living room. So I have got it all sewn together. I'm starting on sleeves. So I've got the 2 sleeves to do. I'm gonna put pictures up here also of me holding mine up last week so you can see the colors. Now, we have an issue with the yarns because the companies did this whole thing that makes it where we're hoping to get 2 more bags of the color I did. Now we have tons of beautiful colors. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 9 colors over here and they're beautiful. And a lot of them are very neutral-ish, you know, very neutrally kind of colors. Like this one is neutral, you know, they're very pretty colors. This one I think is really pretty too. It's a little blush. So, so there's plenty to make this top. Just maybe not mine, the color mine is in, but we're really crossing our fingers that we can get 2 bags in here, or even 1, but 2 bags in here to, so you can choose that color if you want to. Anyways, all the other colors are beautiful, and as I said last week, we have a striping, so we have 3 striping colors. 1, 2, 3 striping colors, and they coordinate really well with these yarns. So like one done this, so that flat panel that's in the back and the front, there's in the middle of the sweater, there's a flat panel that's just stockinette. This could be that part, and this could be the eyelet, all the eyelet parts. And I think it would be so pretty, so pretty. So there's that one. This one, see another really neutral. That would be really pretty. There's other options of colors that go with these. And then we have this pretty green one with a really pretty green. Those would be really pretty. So there's lots and lots of options for this top. I'm just telling you, you may not be able to use the color I use. That's all. And keep your fingers crossed. Put it out there that we get our bags. So that is Sunday, September. No, that's a sock class. I jumped a class. Okay, so that's the Cicades. That's Saturday, September 16th from 10 to 12. Saturday, September 16th from 10 to 12. And again, sort of have an idea of, you know, bring in something that you want this to sort of fit. Like it's pretty, this is a pretty simple fit because it is a little bit oversized. It doesn't close in the middle. You know, you can see it's just a short little, you know, thing in the front. So there's lots of space in this one. So you can get away with a lot of the gauge, and the measurements can be a little bit off and it's still gonna fit. So, and of course, length is always easy to do. You can always add length or take away length, whatever. That's the easiest thing there is to do. So that class is coming up September 16th. So the class coming up on September 3rd is the socks class. So talked about that again, and I'm gonna really try to inspire you now to come and learn to knit socks. So first of all, in the class, we knit a baby sock. And the baby sock, we knit a baby sock because the heel construction is the part of the sock that, you know, everybody, and there's so many ways to make a sock. It's crazy. There's different kinds of heel. This is called the heel flap, where you can see it's got this part and then the turn of the heel. So you have this construction. This is the fiddliest one. So that's why I'm going to teach you this one, because you get this one down. Then we have short rows. Oh, I didn't even check to see if I have short rows in here. Nope. Okay, this is short rows. So this is a short row heel. So you can see the difference. This one is a heel flap. You see, like that has this line and it's got the turn like that. This is a short row heel. So short row heels are much better, but sometimes heel flaps fit better. And so there are people like, I sort of am almost going to the part where I may knit more heel flaps just because they fit my foot a little better. I've got a few other things to try for the short row one because there's ways to make it fit, you know, a little, have more depth in it. Mostly it's because it's not enough depth. So if you, anyways, there's ways to tweak it. There's so many ways to do a sock. There's afterthought heels where you just knit a tube, then you sort of cut where you want the heel to go, you pick up those stitches and you knit the heel. I mean, there are so many ways, it's ridiculous. First up, I'm gonna show you some footies, like anklets. So, because that's a good one after you've done a few of the, you've done like three socks of the baby one, because I think you get 3 socks in one of our skeins, then you could go on to these footy ones. And so as you can see, I'm just gonna be panning here. There's all different kinds, shapes, all the creativity. You've got lots of lace, tons of lace. You've got color work, striping is always fun. And there's cables. So those are the basics. I mean, that's the basics of anything. Textures and lace and color work. There is color work too. But so that's the footy socks, and that would be a good next sock after your first one, because again, you're not knitting that whole leg before you actually just get to the heel and the toe. You can just get a pair and you just did the heel and the toe again. So you're getting it into your brain, how this is all working. Then there are just regular socks. Now, people ask me all the time, like, I don't wear socks. I know we don't wear socks around here, but I'm telling you. So in the wintertime, these socks keep your feet warm without sweating, and they're very comfortable. I wear them all the time at home. In the wintertime, they're inside my house shoes, and they keep my feet really, really warm inside my house shoes. Or I'm walking with just bare feet on my, you know, in my socks, and so I'm not barefooted and not in a shoe. But I put them in my tennis shoes, you know, my shoes that I wear, my everyday tennis shoes or slip-on tennis shoes, and I wear them all the time because they really do keep, it's wool, so it keeps it warm, doesn't itch. For some reason, one, it's usually a merino, so that's not going to itch, but for some reason, your feet isn't itchy the way the body and the neck is the most itchy spot, and the body is. So they don't ever bother me. So they keep it warm, but they don't sweat, which is a big deal. Because when you got really warm socks on and then your foot's sweating and then it gets wet there and it's like, then it's cold. So they don't sweat. So those are the good reasons, besides the fact that they're just fun to knit. Those are the good reasons to want to knit socks, okay? And you don't knit socks to save money. They last you a long time. You can wash and dry them, or wash and then just set them dry. I wash mine. We've got what we call sock blockers, which is the shape of a foot. So you stick it on there and it dries flat on there, or you can just lay down and dry it flat. But I do tend to do that. It's just a little bit less hard on the yarn. And then it's not so hard once you start to get just that little bit of hole, you can go in and just, and it's good, you know, so you can do that. So yeah, so socks. So then so up here now is more of the original. I'm sort of going to go from easier, which is basically letting the yarn do the work because it stripes or it makes patterns, or you're striping. A pair of ribbed socks, 2x1, 2x2, or 2x1, or 3x1 ribbed socks are perfect because they really fit everybody. You know, the fit is something you also have to sort of work with because you have to know the size of the foot and all that kind of stuff. But a pair of ribbed socks always pulls in, so it fits. It always fits. It always fits. And so ribs are easy. And then I'm going to go, like, now we're going to get it a little bit harder. So now we're putting in lace. Lots of pretty lace, and then we're putting in cables, lots of pretty cables, and then we have color work, and color work is ridiculously amazing in socks. So here's some of those, and then I'm going to go all the way to where it's the most advanced kind, like in Ravelry you can pick difficulty. This is like level 9. So these are level 9 socks. I mean, artwork, right? Just totally artwork. So that could be an inspiration for you to get there, because again, even though it's all that artwork, it's not a sweater. It's not a big yoke sweater, but then you have to knit the whole thing in stockinette and get bored. So, so socks are really fun. It can be tailored to anything you want it to be. It can be your no-brain knitting, because if you're just knitting plain socks, it's no brains until you hit the heel, then you have to think for a little bit, then you gotta do the foot, again, nothing, and then you gotta do the toe, you gotta think a little bit. So there's a lot of time in a sock, if it's just a plain sock or a rib sock, that it's like you're not having to think about it. And so it can be one of those kinds of knits, that's what it is for me. I can knit socks. Traveling, I love traveling with socks because they're very compact and portable. Yes, the plane allows knitting needles on the plane, especially domestic. You may hit a few things coming back into the States from other countries, but they're domestically no issues. So come take a sock class. See if it's something you'll like. You may find a new love, who knows? So that class is on this September 3rd, Sunday, September 3rd. Hope to see you there. Okay, so the next two classes that are coming up, in September into October, oh my God, is first September 13th, which is a Sunday, is gonna be a pair of fingerless mitts. So I'm thinking I'm right now gonna be casting on this one. And then I might cast on one of these just to see what it looks like. But then there's also some really easy ones. I mean, the first one with the intarsia, that's like an intermediate one. The second one here with all that's just ribbing. And so that's not so bad, but it makes it's just a beautiful texture. But you can also go easier. So there is a couple like this pair right here that you just knit it flat and then you seam it up. So you're not in a circle, so you're not having to do magic loop or anything, and you just knit it flat. So there's two styles for that, one without a thumb, and then I found one with a thumb, which I sort of like my thumbs, but both, people love both, so you can do whatever one you want. And so those are gonna be sort of the options for the fingerless gloves, and depending on your ability. And again, the fingerless gloves, especially if you're doing the simple ones, that actually is really good gifting too, because you can make multiples of those pretty quickly. The ones that you have to seam up, those go really fast. So you could make multiple gifts out of that one pretty easily with a hat. Wouldn't that be great? So good. Oh, by the way, I just got to put this hat in. So that first one, here's that first one again, or the second one, and here's a hat. They sort of go together, but yet they're not matchy-matchy, but they sort of go together. So I think I'm gonna make that hat up too, so that it's sort of like a thing. So there's your ideas, another idea for Christmas holiday giving, and that class will be Sunday, September 17th. So that's a few weeks away. And then we're into frickin' October. I can't believe it. So to start off October 1st, which falls on a Sunday, is going to be pumpkins. And pumpkins are fabulous. I'm gonna put all these pumpkin pictures up of people, how they work with their knitted pumpkins. They're fabulous. They look so good. And again, great gifting. They're super easy. You can do it flat and seam it, or you can do it in the round, but it's a bigger circle. So you're like just on a 16-inch, cable needle and not doing any magic loop or any of that stuff. And you don't have to seam it. And then you can just tie off the top. You tie the ends off like you would the top of the hat where you go through the stitches and then stuff it. And then you wrap yarn around to get the little wedges going. So pumpkin class, October 1st. Start October off right. Okay, that's it for today, and I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.